Hello, everyone. So today we are here with you in this Valentine week, and we are going to learn about the so many of things today. Definitely from the one of our best speaker, Abir Pal. Hi, Abir, and thanks for joining us for this session.
Oh,
So
thank you, Mohit, for this cool intro.
yeah, so let's quick review about today workshop. So what we are going
Sure.
to learn today. So we are going to learn about the request responses, servers and clients, how the things are work, and also we are going to learn about the Postman APIs to send the and visualize your request, how they work mainly. So Abir is a like Postman expert as well, student expert as well. So he is going to teach you one by one all the things, and at last he has some surprises for you with the swags definitely, and top five submission will get the swags. So let's start the session today, and this Abhi give to you.
Thank you, Mohit, once again. And so let's get started with today's session. So first of all, I would like to thank you for joining this up and spending this evening with Postman. And I will make sure that you fall in love with Postman. So let's get started. So, bit about me. You can find it on LinkedIn. And now let's skip this thing and focus on the main agenda for today. So, yeah. So we are going to see what are requests and responses to a story mode we in a story mode way, and then we are going to see like what are the APIs, Postman, and then we are going to see how you are going to demystify the things. What is request, response? How are they set up? And like you can also say how the things are inside the request and response stuff objects. So and then we are going to have some try like hands-on sessions, and then we are going to have follow-up resources for all the beginners, and then finally I'm going to tell you about the swag stuff, that how you can avail swags for the submission or the task which has been given to you, and how you can submit it, and then we are going to have a question and answer round. So over to you. Fine. So let's get started. So first of all, what are requests and responses? So let's see this example now. That here this is a customer, this is a waiter, and here we have chef. Right. So now what happens? Customer just says, waiter, that I want this thing, this dish, and the waiter actually goes to the chef and he says that please make this for the customer has been demanding this over the table number one. And then the chef, what he does, he just picks up and do all the things that the customer wants, right? And then he passes it to the waiter, and then waiter gives it back again, serves it to the customer, right? So that's how the things are. Now what is the role of API over here, right? So we can just visualize this thing. You can say this waiter is an API. He just takes the request from you and gives back you the response. And you don't need to know the chef who is actually preparing the stuff, but you may need to know the waiter who is taking your order, right? So like this, you can see a visualization of API and how it works. I have more cool story to explain API. So let's go back to that too. So let's get started over there. Yeah, so here we are going to see the real story behind requests and responses. So let me just open this link up. Few minutes. Okay, let me just share the another screen now. Yeah, I hope you can see the screen. I request Mohit to switch on the screen up. Yeah, thank you, Mohit. So let's see. Actually, this is the submission I posted for the Explain API to Your Grandparents challenge, and luckily it won it. And so let's see what is the thing, what the stuff about API it's explaining. So here, the story is Carl and his driver. What happened? Then Carl said his driver to please him, like he take him to Los Santos as soon as possible, right? So this is actually what happened. Request has been sent to API. Remember that Carl is the client and this is the API suite. The yeah, I think you may have played GTS and Andreas, and that's how it is. And then Carl's driver took him way too fast, and that's how now he's driving. You can see it's driving from downtown area, and then finally Carl reached Los Santos within 2 hours. So you can see that response has been received from the API, and now what happened then? Now you got the response, right? Now what happens? You have to take care of what you want to do with the data you got. You want to display it to the front end, or you can do some other tweaky stuffs with that. That's all totally dependent on you. Similarly, here after reaching Los Santos, that now it's up to Carl what he want to do over there. What he want to do, a party or do a shop or whatever it is. So that's how the API works. Like you can visualize this thing that this car, the which one it was going, it was an API, right? And the road it was taken, right? It can be a freeway or it can be like you can say a downtown street. Depends on you. Like if it's a like if you have something a paid version of API, you are going to get a super expressway, and the API will work too fast, and you'll get more number of you can say request limits, right? But if you take if you take a downtown way, or you can say a free API, then you have some limitations. You may get some traffic in between, and that's how, and it can be slow. So this is one of the examples where you can visualize what API are. So now this is fine. Let's move on to the presentation back. So let's go a bit technical now, and let's see what's an API. And like in API stands for Application Programming Interface. It actually provides access to the data and services. So what are the data and services over there? Like whatever handling you're doing at the back end, you just want the data, not the how it is processed or what are the things, what is the logic. It doesn't do that. Yeah, the thing is that the business logic and the final data is being sent through API, that you are going to get the final data, and you're not going to know what is the logic of like how they have processed the data or how they have built it up. That's the not that's not the purpose of API is just a communication between you and the server, right? Now what happens to a client, it can be a website or a mobile app, which actually makes requests to the API endpoints. We are going to see what are endpoints and what is the client server architecture. And then we'll be using Postman as a client. That means sending. I hope you have all installed Postman on your system, and then we are going to see that how Postman works and how you can visualize APIs through Postman. And then you can see that how to retrieve data, add, update, and we are going to have some super cool hands-on tasks with that. That's all about APIs. So now let's switch back to Postman, like what will happen in Postman and what it is. But the thing is that Postman is, you can say, a developer tool which helps you to know like how you can build APIs, test them, test the APIs, and how you are going to see it up in action. Right? You need not set up a whole like you need not set up a whole front end to test your API. Postman will help you to do that, and also it has super cool tools like code generators, which actually you don't need to even code the stuff. If you want, if you have just sent a request, you have sent a request, and then you want the code for it back. That what how you can code it up in a React application. Just click on code generators, and we'll see it, and the whole code will be shown to you, and you can just directly use that code in your React application. It saves your time. So Postman helps as a developer tool, plus it helps you to actually fasten up your process. And moreover, Postman is like first initially it was you can say an open source organization. Later on, it became a company, and due to fundings, and it was like time around 2000s, like when the API word was a buzzword, and Postman got famous, and we are using it. And whole paper like the companies, a lot of companies from Google, Microsoft, Amazon, everyone uses Postman in their development environment to check on their APIs. So yeah, let's see now what's Postman, and we'll get back to it. Let me just Before that, let me just show you what how is request are and what are the methods and how you can actually will have a just like on kind of thing with request and how you can actually see it in Postman visualization. So let me just switch on the slide. So first of all, what is the request? Like as you saw in the example, right? The Carl was requesting a suite that take me to Los Santos, or you can say or for the if you are final with the first example that customer was saying your waiter to take him to like get him some dish that he wants. So that's how that's a request, right? So what happens, request has three things. First, three basic elements, you can say a method, an address, and a path. So what happens, method you can have get, post, put, delete, and we're going to see all of them in action. But what does get post does, like if you see, get helps you to retrieve information, post help you to like send the information like anywhere you want to send the data to the database, and you don't want to fit the query, like I don't want to like create data from this SQL query, but I just want to like give the data and rest of the things to be done by the server itself. So that is, you can directly post it. And then you have put, which actually updates the data, like how you can update the existing data. And then delete, it helps you to like delete the like the data which is there in the particular endpoint, you can delete that data. So let's see in action after a bit, like going through this, what are endpoints and path. Then see what where are interactions like with APIs happen. Like suppose this is the link, the LinkedIn link. Like if you see, this is the endpoint at the main URL of the product, you can say linkedin.com, and this one is the path. This is actually what is the, and LinkedIn actually what you want to do, the feed, right? The news feed, that is actually determining the feed, and it gets it helps you to get the whole feed, like whatever posts are there, who has got into this company or who has got into this company, what is it celebrating. And nowadays you have stories also on the feed section of mobile version of LinkedIn. So yeah, so you can get all those things from get request, like you're taking the request, sending request and saying I want this thing. So now let's see the things in action. Uh, Before that, if you have any doubts till now, let me just know. Have you any you have any doubts? You can just let me know. No doubt. Fine. So let's get started again. Yeah, great, guys. So yeah, let me just show you the Postman thing now. Enough of like we have seen the slides, and I know it get boring sometimes using the slides. Now let's visualize the things. It's time to visualize. So first of all, we are not we are going to see the get, delete, and post thing from the API Postman. So first of all, you need to install Postman in your systems, and let me just share you a link on the section, like chat section. Let me just do that so you can easily install Postman. Let me just do that. So if you have installed Postman and you want to try out the things with us on like if you have on different tabs or on your own Postman, so you can just use this. I have shared the link with Mohit. Mohit just send this link to in the main group chat.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, thank you, Mohit. So, as soon as you see, let me just show you first how it will look in the browser because most of them you will be on browser right now. So, let me just share that first. I think that will be much better. Share screen. Great. So you can see over here, these are collections. These are public collections of Postman, and this is the thing where you can see a documentation related over here, and who is the creator, who are the members over here, and this is the whole browser interface of Postman. And similarly, you have for a desktop Electron app for Postman, which is actually you have more features and actually what happens sometimes in browser due to browser related issues, we don't recommend Postman on browser, but on the like if you have on desktop Electron app, Postman gonna work super cool. So let's see what this home is for first. So you have this home tab. It actually goes to your Postman home. Like what is the main thing that you have been building up. You can see this greets you, and you have something you can do with Postman, and then you have workspaces. Workspaces are just like you can see. Uh, it's like if you have if you work at some company, it has different workspace. If you have at another company, you have a different workspace. Under each workspace, if you just see, you have different number of collections. Like these are the collections. These consist of requests like get request, and you can say make your own APIs. That's how the things are. Now, reports actually it generates how much you have used the Postman app, and I think we need to have upgraded plan for this thing. And near then Explore. Explore is the like it's the best thing that I have ever seen in Postman. It helps you to see so many like APIs which are public APIs to test on and do some hands-on practice. You can say Twitter Ads API. There are and also there are some COVID-19 APIs too, and you know that these things are like you can build apps and products using these APIs. So let's get back to the Postman, and I think everything is clear with the interface of Postman. Like this is your workspace, and each workspace has collections. These are the collections, and like if you just click on one collection over here, you can see this is written something, and we are going to see what it is, and then we are going to see a lot of things now. So let's see. This is the thing where you actually put up your URL and send the data. You have like authorization, body, parameters. We are going to see everything, and don't worry, it's gonna be super cool journey. So let's see the Postman in desktop Electron app. I think link has been provided by Hack the Mountains. Yeah, like it. So let's yeah. Let me just switch on to the Postman. Likhit is so excited for the uh, doing on hands-on practice on Postman. So I won't make him sad. So yeah, yeah, you can just export a collection and you can just import it, right? I'll just show that too. Yeah, fine. So actually, what happens? I think Avinash has doubt. How can I import this collection to mine desktop? Okay, you mean that this the complete collection, right? You just need to right click. I'll just show you now. Or let me just. I just missed that thing. Sorry for that, guys. Let me just show that thing. Yeah. Thank you, Avinash, for reminding me this thing. That yeah. So here now you can see this. These are the collections, and let me just go to the URL again. Tiny URL. So you can see here, you can first of all, you just need to like any request, any collection you see, just click on, and you can see this three dots over here, and you can just click on create a fork. It's similar to GitHub fork, or you can directly click it or click over here too. And after you just create a fork, then you just need to label the fork and then fork the collection. As soon as you fork the collection, it will be in your workspace. Like this is my workspace, and here, if you see, these are the things I have forked. You can see this the forking stuff over here. This is Git branching stuff. You may have seen a lot of times on GitHub and Git. So I think that's clear now. Avinash, is it clear? Yeah. Okay, okay. Sorry, sorry. Again, I'm sorry for this. So again, I need to show you. Like if you just see over here, basics of API. Here, just the link which I shared, the tiny URL link, and just click on like this thing. And if you just see this three dots over here, just click on that, and you create a click on the create a fork. It's similar to GitHub fork, and you can actually fork the things into your workspace. As soon as you click on create a fork, it will say label it, do some labeling, and then you just say like basics of API, and then click on fork collection. So as I have already forked it, I'll directly show you like how it looks in my workspace. So I clicked on my workspace and the basics of API. You can see over here it is written. So this is how the forking takes place, and it's very much similar to GitHub. You can actually update also, sync also, many things you can do. It's inspired from GitHub only. Yeah, I think it's visible right now. Yeah. So there's a 5 seconds delay, like delivering the because I'm because of StreamYard. So no worries. Yeah, so let's get back to Postman. Yeah. So I think screen is visible now. Yeah. Yes. Fine. So let's get started with the first thing that it will be very simple one, like how you can get the request. And here we are sending our URI is postmanecho.com, and we are sending this message as it's Valentine Day, and we are going to say I love you 3000. So let's get started with this. So as soon as I click on send, it will send the request, and this is how you can see a reference has been sent. Like, but what it does actually, if you just see over here, these are the things like what is the message has been sent, and what are the headers. Headers are the like it is an additional wrapper around the request, and it describes how the request is, like what is the request, what is the type, and what are the tokens involved, and what is the cookie strings. All those are described in headers. And this one is a very complex one, I would say, for the beginner point of view. But don't worry, I'll just show you the simplest, simpler versions of headers too. So if you just see over here, this is actually from the postmanecho.com, and it actually has some limitations too. Like while during the headers, you cannot like directly access this, but you have to set up the stuff, and then you can put this message up. So don't worry about it. And let's see the next thing, that how you can like fetch a joke. So we have like ngdoc server. You can just I'll just share this link directly on the chat. You can directly use this link too. Yeah, you can use this link too. I think it's visible. Let me just check it once. Yeah, and you can just send the request over here. So what happens whenever you send a request, it will give you a joke, like what is hardware and the part of your computer which you can kick, right? So this is like a very basic thing of API, like how you can see the stuff, like how you can visualize it. This is the pretty format in browser. If you see, it will look like this. For like it is something like you cannot like able to read it properly. It's not readable. So Postman helps you to do the same. It makes the thing readable and interact with your API. And yes, one more thing that we have, we can actually save this request and check on to that what else we can do with it. We have authorization. Let me just go through once this thing. This params, actually query parameters, we'll see over here. If you just see this thing, this message equals to this stuff. If you just see over here, this message, this is actually a query parameter. It actually sends some data along with the URL, which actually it's finally sent to the server. It has like, if you, whenever you log in or something like that, or you are sending some post to some server, it actually sends the whole query parameter to the server. And that's how the server recognizes that what message you have sent and what is this thing. And usually like passwords and like all the sensitive data is like encrypted first, and then it has like it's sent to the server. This is one way. Yeah, it's visible right now. Yeah. Hmm. This is one thing that you need to know, that the Postman actually, if you just see now, if you just put it on like something on a React application, and it would have taken a lot of time. But if you just directly use Postman, you can see it in action. Right? Oh, directly you can see the headers, what are the things over here, and you can directly get to know the what actually is happening. Now let's fetch a joke. And yeah, we had fetch a joke. Like this is how the actually we are fetching a joke. And now we are going to see what is the GDP of API. So this is data. Right? We have this dummy thing over here, request.in, and we are going to send. We are going to get some data. Right. So let me just click on send, and here you can see we have some data. We have some dummy data coming up over here, and this shows some ID, email, first name, last name. And let me just change this thing, user 2 to user 3. Can see the name, and we have got enough data of the users, like and if you just click on 4, this is actually a dummy data, you can see. And you can see Charles Morris, and so many dummy datas have been coming. This is the data. This is the whole stuff that has been of the like the user entry, like whole user. What is the user 5 ID? Like what is the email? What is the first name, last name? What is the avatar? And this how Postman helps you to know like how you can visualize the things. What this is a response actually. And yes, I want to show this thing that over here, if you just click on this Postman in the desktop Electron app, it helps you to know like the what is the actual code running behind. So you can directly copy it and you can use it in your React application or your browser application. And in fact, it's a part of Google Summer of Code. This part, this the right thing which you are seeing now, where we are supposed to develop code generators in different languages. So now, if you have something like, let's see, you want to do with PHP. So here you can see the whole stuff which has been sent, and here is the coded version of the thing. So you can directly see how you can put this up in your application, whatever server application you are building up. And now if I want to see JavaScript in Axios, right, fetch one, right, Axios we just covered. So here is the fetch code, that how it's and you can see this URL over here. It's just the same one, and you can get the data, and it helps you to save a lot of time. Like you need not write the code from scratch. Like you need not write where my headers, new headers, and all those things. And here for Node.js, like especially I use this Node.js Axios, so it helps me a lot. You can use this facility. Yeah. Yeah, exactly, Suyash. This one is great, and you can actually contribute to Postman open source at the GitHub Postman Labs, github.com/Postman Labs, and try to contribute to this repo. And as Google Summer of Code is also approaching, so you can put up. And I feel that Postman is also going to come on this Google Summer of Code 2021 too. That will be declared on Feb 20. So we'll be waiting for that too. Anyways, and this is the semaphore, that the Swift one, and That's how the things are in Postman. Now let's see the delete one. So here we have, again, this is the dummy data. We want to delete the user with entry 4. And let's send the request. Here you can just select the request. What is the get, post, put, patch, delete. So many requests are there. And let's see. So it has deleted. And let me tell you that delete doesn't give you any response. It is totally depend on the
Abir,
server. Yeah.
Abir, sorry to disturb. Actually, there are like some questions from the participants actually right now. So can you like
Okay.
see the screen?
Yeah, sure. Let me just.
Yeah,
So
I am putting it.
if you can provide code snippet and do tell. Okay. Anshika, let me know that what kind of code snippet you want to do it. Like what kind of code? This one, the thing which I'm just sharing on the screen. How can I get a curl out of it? Okay, you just need to search for curl. You see, a curl is there. Right. This is how you can do it, Avinash. A curl. Yeah. I think Avinash doubt is cleared now. You just need to copy it up. I didn't get your doubt, Anshika. This thing, if this is to run on the browser or desktop application, like, what do you want to say? Like, you have a Node.js application and you want to run the things, right? Yeah. Like, if you have a Node.js application, I would like, I go for Node.js Axios. Here you can actually see the thing that you just need to copy it, paste it up, and see the things in action. It's very simple. No. You need not code the thing, right? You need not write the whole config stuff. What are the URL headers? Yeah, that's exactly hack the mountain said it well.
पर जाकर के आप अपना ऐड कर सकते हैं और वहां से आपको डोनेशन मिल जाता है। ये स्टार्टिंग में होता है, फिर जैसे-जैसे आपका ग्रो होता जाता है तो फंड
Mohit, I think, yeah. Sorry for that, guys. Uh, Now we are going to continue with a post request, sending the data. Like now, what happens in post request? Post is like most of the students, like I have met them. They are like, "Bhaiya post kaise karna hai?" Like, how do I post the things up? So here, very simple thing that during post, the postman, you can actually take the help of code generator and how you can see the posting. Let me just say it to you now. So first, you're going to select post and you're going to put the URL, right? This is the URL and this is the you can say address, right? Sorry, the params. What do you say, guys? This one is the path, right? So this one is path and this is the you can address. Request.in is the address and this one is path. So API/users is path and request.in is the address. So then now we're going to see what is the body. If you just click on body, you're going to see these many options. So I'm going to click on raw and I'm going to click on JSON because most of the servers like you have on internet, they are totally like on JSON. They are used JSON for the communication. And but if you see some servers like AWS Amplify, not Amplify, the AWS servers except the Amplify one, they have I think XML. Yeah, they have XML with them. So it totally depends on you what kind of server you have at the backend of this URL. And now we have actually the JSON thing, and most of the like around 80% of the things are in JSON, or I shouldn't be say 80%, 70%. Yeah. So here you can see the name, the job, and you can directly just post it up. If you just see, there's ID created, and let me just change the name to let me pick one of the guys from the chat. Karan. I'll just put it up Karan over here. And what's this? He's a student, right? So we are going to have student. That works. Karan, student, this is the response that we have received. This is the ID and it has been created at this point. So this is a dummy data. And you cannot get that because it's not stored, but it's just mimicking the stuff and giving you back. But what do like in real life, how the things happen? So we are going to see that. We are going to see Airtable servers like Netflix actually uses Airtable to render the stuff on the screen. So let me just share you what we are going to have on Airtable. So let me just share the screen once again. Yeah, let me share the screen, application window, and here is Airtable. So you can see there are two names over here, Abir and Moj. We are trying some stuffs with API. And so let's see what is Airtable actually. Airtable helps you to build cool stuff. Let me just go to the home. I think I need to log out or something like that again. Dash home. It actually, yeah. So what does Airtable does? You can see I just typed home over here slash home parameter, this path value, and it took me to the Airtable homepage. This is how you get the request. It has actually what happens. Airtable helps you to create. It gives a database as a service, and it has been used by companies like Netflix, Medium, Expedia, and Shopify, Autodesk. So many companies are there that uses Netflix, that uses Airtable to build the things on. So we are going to use this and how you can build applications using the APIs of Airtable. So here we have two names, and we are going to go back again to Postman and see what is there. The screen and Postman. You have any doubts here? Yeah, Anshika, it's a desktop application, and precisely you can say it's electron desktop application. Yeah, great. So let's see now the Postman. So now we are going to open this thing, make your own API, and we are going to see what's the team data and what we can add to the team. We have a team hackathon team going on now, and how you can get the whole team data, and how you can delete some team members who are not performing well. So let's see. As soon as you see, this is the URL I have, api.airtable.com/v0, and this is the table ID, and this is the whole URL. And we are going to see what are the things like authorization. First of all, authorization, what happens whenever you are going to select authorization? Authorization is just helping you to know that it's identifying like there's a huge difference between authentication and authorization. Authorization, you can see this token, but don't worry, I will just refresh it. So you cannot do anything with this token. So don't worry. So authorization, just gives a token kind of thing that you can actually helps you to get access to a data. It actually identifies you that whether you have access to your data or not. Authentication helps you like you are you a user or are you like something like that, are you logged in or something. That is actually authentication. And authorization is like whether you have the control to access that data, right? So here if you see, just I clicked on authorization, then there are so many things in we have API key, we have this thing, so many options are there. So now I just clicked on bearer token over here. And why I clicked on bearer token, you can just go over here. Now, again, I'm sharing the screen, switching the screen to Chrome. Yeah. So here, if you see, this is the actually the documentation of Airtable. Here, if you just look at this thing, the data API, all this stuff over here, and just click over here, this headers authorize. I told you, remember about headers, that it describes what is the request you are sending. So -h is actually, you can say, it's a curl command, and you can run it on terminal too. And this actually says this is the authorization, this is the type of like bearer, and this is the API key that you are going to use. It's the same API key which I just showed you on Postman, right? And JavaScript also the similar thing. And Airtable has something like a different kind of JavaScript for them. They have their own module and libraries. So we are not going to go into the in depth of Airtable. That's not the point of like that's not the topic for today. So we are going to use the curl thing and implement it in Postman. So this is the authorization bearer token. You have any doubts now? Yeah. No, actually, what happens, Arnab? Postman web version, you need to install something extra. Like what happens whenever you're sending a post request. Actually, you need to enable course, and there's a security feature that known as it's implemented by browser. Also, please zoom in. Okay, okay. You want to see my key? Okay, I'll just hide it now. Okay, fine. And what happens whenever you are using Postman web version, it has like Postman web version, you need to install some additional things. And in order to overcome this course error, this is the cross origin resource policy. It's actually a resource policy by the whole web standard, web SML, like you can say the web engineering at MD and Mozilla Developer Network. There are two servers. If you are having two servers and you want to communicate between them, then you need to have both servers with course enabled. So this is like you can actually communicate. But now whatever happens due to security features, course is like it's not enabled by the browser, and we cannot like use browser like for the like directly setting up the request, getting request, posting request. But yeah, you can actually navigation in Postman web version is very easy. It helps to like understand the things, but I prefer to use desktop app because I've been contributing to Postman repository for a while, and desktop version is really cool. You must experience that. Yeah. Okay, fine. Let me just again get back to the Postman. Here you can see this example that API Airtable one. That this is the authorization, and authorization helps you to know that you have access to the data or not. You are a person now. You have access or not, that is determined by authorization. So we are going to see that now. Let's switch over to Postman. Yeah, we are on Postman now. I think the screen sharing is yeah. Mohit, yeah, great. Thank you, Mohit. Mohit is a great person. He always tries to switch the screen and doing the hard work behind the scenes. Thank you, Mohit, for that. Yeah. So here, get the team data. We have authorization. We have this thing, the key, and the headers. If you see headers, we have bearer token. This is the author. I told you that headers have the details of request. That whatever the request, this request, whatever you are sending this request with this headers, it will identify type of request you are sending. This is the get request, and we are going to send it up now. So let's see what happens. As soon as I just send it, I see I received something like there's my name Abir Mohit and some stuff from the Airtable. This is the ID, and this is the records, right? So the similar thing you can. This is my favorite language, JavaScript, and Mohit's favorite language is Java. So you can see there we got something from, and you can actually use this data to build some cool applications. Even if you just go to the hackthemountain.tech, if you just see the team thing, it is completely built on Airtable. So you can use, and first of all, it's secure, so you don't need to worry about it at all. So this is how the things are like using Airtable. Now we are going to see how to post, like how to add a team member. Now, here, if you just see, I have post query, and I have typed the URL, and here's the authorization. Same thing, the token is over here. It's going to replace it. If you just see on the code generator, this is cool. Like you have headers, authorization, bearer, token. You don't need to even type also these things, and directly you can use it in your applications. This is the cool feature. Yeah, let me just close this thing. Yeah. So we have authorization, we have header setup. Now body. What happens? Body is the what are the data you are sending. That is to be mentioned in the body. And here Airtable accepts JSON as a like parameter for the JSON object as like the body. Like whenever you're posting data, it will accept JSON as like object for the data reading and passing the stuff. So here you need to see this stuff have been like using from Airtable. Like this is the format for Airtable. Like whenever you are, let me just put it in a nicer way. This is the whole object. If you see, let me just control exit now. Yeah. This is the whole object. And what happens whenever you are sending your data, you need to wrap up the things in this kind of object in anything you are sending. Now the stuff is, this is the Airtable. Like I'm going to send this record, and this record is an array. I can send multiple records too, and each record has fields. These are the name and favorite language. So I'm going to take up any name from the chat, and let's see. Yeah, I think it's zoomed in. Yeah, I sorry guys if it is not zoomed in. Let me just do that now. Too much zoomed in. Yeah. Okay. So here you can see this is the name X, and we have, like, let's now take Arnab only with us. I think Arnab loves JavaScript, so I'm going to put him in JavaScript. Okay, Arnab? Yeah. So here I'm going to put Arnab Sen and JavaScript, and let's send the request. Okay, we are sending the post request, and let's see. Wow, the post request has been created, and you can see Arnab saying JavaScript, and this is the record ID. Now let's switch on to Airtable and let's see whether it is there, or Postman, or this thing, or Airtable is working or not. Let's see there. Share screen again. Application window. We are on Airtable. Yeah. Okay, we got Arnab saying over here. How did it happen? Postman actually sent the request and it is now in Arnab Singh. Now, if I just again, I'll delete this guy, delete Arnab Singh from the team now because he's not there with us. And let's see that also. Like, if you just see over here, Arnab Singh is in the Postman, or like Arnab Singh, the Postman sent the whole data to the Airtable server, and it actually fitted up, matched the things, sets, checks the authorization, whether you have the correct key or not, and then it sends like, yeah, everything is fine, I'm adding this to this database, adding the whole data to the database. So that's how the things are in Postman, and I think uh, this makes it cool. Yeah. Okay, Ankit is also saying, Ankit Pandey. Okay, fine, we'll take Ankit Pandey too. No worries, no worries, no worries, we'll take Ankit too. So let's see, this is one more request from Ankit, we'll take him too. Share screen. I'm going to click on over here, and we are going to see Postman again. And then here I'm going to Ankit Pandey, and we love C++. Okay, and let's send the request. Great, I just need to see the response. Yeah, Ankit has been sent, and like, yeah, fine, we have done, and let's see in the Airtable now. Is Ankit there? You can see, yo, Ankit is there. Wow, he is here. Ankit is now in the team. Great. Okay, I think Mohit has to, like, Mohit, just please enable. Yeah. Okay, Ankit is here. It's fine. Ankit, you can see your name over here. Yeah, don't worry. We are just going to remove you from the team for now. You're not official member yet. Don't worry, guys. This is just some dummy data we are working on. And if you want to be part of team at Hack the Mountains, do reach out to Mohit for the same. Okay, okay, okay. Guys, that's fine. Yeah, great. Now let's see how to, like, delete the data from the stuff. Now let's see. We're going to go over documentation of Airtable API. Now, as soon as you go to the documentation of Airtable API, you are going to see every site, whatever database as a service you are using, AWS, cloud, anything. They have particular API documentation for every stuff that you are going to do on them. So here, if you see, this is the URL, and this is the record ID which has to be deleted, right? So I just select the whole, and I think we need to have, this is the demo stuff, this is not the original record ID, I think. Yeah, so you need to just copy this much, and then we are going to paste the stuff in the Postman. Just see, this is the URI. This, the color also describes it. This is the protocol, this is the your address, and this is the path, right? This whole thing is the path, so you can clearly see. Now let's see what we can do with this. So we have copied it and going to Postman now. So application window, and we are going to Postman. Great. So now we are going to, like, let me just edit this. This is 8 data. Now if you see here, we have this whole stuff, and I need to copy the record ID of you both. So as soon as I added you to team, I should have your record ID. First I'll remove this. Yeah, so we have this record ID, and we are going to put it up over here. And here you can see there's an option set as variable. We'll explore it too. Don't worry. I have an exercise for you that to explore this option. And as soon as you send request, you see it has been deleted. True, the response has been sent. I told you, remember that whenever you delete something, generally in general way, the server doesn't respond anything. Whether it's deleted, it just gives you a status code that it has been deleted. But that's not good thing for a developer. Like it's not helpful for a developer whether it's deleted or confirm the things. And that's why Airtable helps it again to, like, it gives your data back again that this has been deleted, the ID is this. So we can go back to Airtable again, see the stuff whether you are here or not. Let me just delete that guy, sorry. We have Arnab, right? Yeah, Arnab. We're going to remove both of them now. Sorry guys, we had to remove both of them from the team. Now, yes, we are going to send. Okay, the model not found. See, the model ID is not found. It's just something issue happening, right? So let me just reload the stuff, and you see this record is not found. That means this doesn't exist. So we are going to copy it up again and see whether it's found or not. Yeah. Now see, it's deleted. Let's get back to Airtable now. Mohit, yeah, thank you, Mohit. You can see we are back again with, like, we don't have Arnab and Ankit with us in the team. Right. So that's how Airtable works, like Airtable API works, and that's how you can build applications over them. Let me just show you one thing. Like, at the mountain, what we have done is that we have actually created whole stuff. This sponsors table has been built up using Airtable, and we are actually having this whole stuff is on Airtable. We are just putting up, because what happens, Airtable helps you to like, you don't need to hard code the things. You just need to call the API and do the stuff. And whenever, like, it's helpful for team also to, like, control the things, and how, like, how you can build up the stuff. And if anyone doesn't know about development, he can just directly add to data. Over here you can see the table. You just need to add the names and servers, and everything will be updated on the site. That's how APIs help you. And Postman helps you to test them and deliver the things, and how you can, before you actually put it in production, it helps you to know, okay, even my API calls written forbidden 403, because 403 is like, it means that you don't have the access to that. You don't have authorization key right now. So you need to create an Airtable for the same. Yeah. Anyway, so that's how, like, it helps you to, like, anyone who doesn't know development but he wants to contribute to the team, and that's how you can use the you can create a solution for them using APIs that use this. You just going to communicate the API whatever data what they are putting up, and you can fetch the data and directly shoot it. That's all. Okay. Oh, fine, fine, fine. No worries. Let's. I think we have, like, now we are going to see the slide back again, and let me just share the screen of the slideshow. Yeah. Great. So as I said, the specifying details, that parameters, what are the request parameters? That the first one we saw, the I love you 3001, the message that we are sending, that is known as param, query parameters, headers and body. As I showed you, that headers where you can actually put up the authorization token and all stuff, and body where you are posting whatever data you want to send to the server. So that's how the requests have been sent. And there are receiving responses too, like something like whenever you receive a receive a response, there are like some status codes are there, there are headers and accessing what the data has been sent by the server. You can access that too. So what is status codes? Let me just share you one thing. There's a document on status codes. I'm going to go through, I'm going to help you with that now, the documentation. Okay, yeah. And Postman helps you to do the things with Airtable very quickly. You need not write the code from beginning, right? So we are going to see this MDN documentation for the status codes. Like whatever successful responses, they are going to start with 200 and end up with 299. And what are the successful responses? Like whenever you send a data, it is whether success or not, right? Like yeah, the request has been sent and all the things have been done. Okay, this is whether success, the request is success or not. Just remember that successing and like request succession and the success of your work, it's completely different. Sometimes it happens you have sent the request and it is success, like it has been like put up, yeah, everything is fine, we got the status 200, okay. But in reality what happens, the data is not changed, your data is not updated. This happens due to internal problems at the server. The main thing that status codes are for, whether a request is sent or whether the request is like happened or it has been sent to server or it has not been sent or the server denied request. Those are taken care by this status code, not the data. Okay, let me tell you, they don't care about your data, they care about the request. Just fit it into your mind now that the status codes are just for the requests but not the data. I'll share this link to you, and you can go over here and check on the explore this documentation for status codes. Again, back to the presentation screen. Okay. So now we are going to see hands-on, and here is the task for you. We just did that, right? Open. I shared this URL, right? So now you are going to open this URL and go over Postman APIs 101. Let me just show it on the screen so it will be helpful for you. Let me just share it on the screen. Share screen. So we are going to see, I think Mohit should share the screen. Yeah. Fine. Thank you, Mohit. And what happens? Let's go back to the stuff now where I was. Great. Yeah, here I am. And if you just click on that URL, tiny URL, I just sent it on chat. Sending it again, tiny URL. And as soon as you go over there, you can see there's a thing that Postman APIs 101, and just fork it. This whole thing, you need to first fork it. You're going to create a fork, and then you are putting up a label. What is like Postman exercise? You want to just put this label up and click on the fork collection. So as I have already forked it up, so I'm directly going to show on Postman how it is. So here, if you just see, you have here you have actually learn APIs, and here you have to, everything has been set over here. You just need to send the request. Let me just directly show to you how it is on Postman rather than explaining. It may make confuse, it may confuse you. That's why. So let me just share it on Postman application window, and share screen. I think Postman is not visible, or what happened to Postman? Yeah, it's visible. Yeah. So we are here, and as soon as you click on begin learning and click on send, you're going to see some response up, and I think it takes time, but there are some data issues here. So you're going to see it, and I think server will be after. Yeah, you can see here it came. So here every instruction has been given to you how you are going to do this stuff. Like you are using Postman API's 101 course, and what is the data object? There's a just see out over here. Check out the data object below to see the values. This is the data object, and here's the tutorial. And what are the next steps you have to do? And here it actually guides you. And if you just click on preview, this will show you this thing. But if you click on visualize, okay, this is the dark mode. I am sure that if you install Postman in light mode, you can see this thing. But I prefer that you use pretty version to analyze the response, because this will only help you to know Postman in better way. So here, if you see steps, what are the steps? This actually describes the current status, what you have to do, or what are the tasks. And then you have to actually see next step. Then what are the next thing you have to do? Take a look at the information above the response area, and particularly the 200 OK, and you can read this thing and how is like the next step you are going to perform. And then it always, like after you complete this request, you need to go back to this get customers. And finally, when you reach here and you are again going to send something, and here you can see some IDs and this step, and whatever the step you have to do, you can need to see over here, right? And that's how you can see. And finally, what happens whenever you are like completing every step which has been described, what have to do, what you have don't have to, and you need to send your collection status over here. Okay, and how it is done, again you need to send your collection link, and that is how you can solve. Again, you need to click on over here the Postman collection. Over here you can see the mouse, and just click on this stuff, I think so, yeah. This dot, three dots, and you can click on share collection. As soon as you click on share collection, you just need to click on get public link, and it will fetch the link, and then you need to copy it. Yeah, it's copied. And now you need to share the collection status. Let's drop the collection link. Let's see. Yeah. So it actually says whatever things you have done, the response is still empty. And because we haven't done it yet, and everything is empty now, right? So this is how the things are. And for availing this, after completing the request, you need to actually send this whole collection, the own snapshot of the collection, to the given URL. I'm just sending you again on the chat box. Yeah, Postman. Yeah, you can sync Postman web and Postman desktop. In fact, the whole desktop, the web app is an Electron app on desktop. So what happens? The whole thing that you are seeing, it's a browser window only in the Postman desktop app. So you don't need to worry about it. And that's why the installation is super fast. So as soon as you just click on the share collection and create your public link, like I'll just show you again, this is the share collection and get public link. You just need to copy it up and send. After completing the things, you need to send it to this form. Here is the form. Go back to slide, then I'll share it from there. Application window, slideshow, yeah. Right. So here's the form, bit.ly/send collection, and deadline is tomorrow 5 p.m. IST. And by that time, if you send, and we are going to select top 5 submissions for the swag like eligibility. Like they will be directly receiving the mail from Postman with all the details for the swag, and that's how you can earn cool swags from Postman by just completing this Postman APIs 101 task. If you have any doubts, you can ask. I'll just share this link again. Yeah, this is the link that you need to take care of and send the collection with your, like you need to send up your email and the collection link which I just showed you how to make it public, and you need to send it to Postman. The Google form which I just shared you now, the bit.ly one. And the deadline is 15th Feb 5 p.m. IST. So we learned methods, addresses, parameters. We saw authorization, like how it works, and body data, like how we send the team data, how we added Ankit and Arnab to our team. Okay, please, can you please repeat the task again? Yeah, sure, sure. Share screen. You can see application window. And here's Postman. Here's Postman. Yeah, as soon as you click on Postman, Ankit, over here, and if you see learn APIs, and then begin learning, and then just send the request. As soon as you send the request, it may take time. Yeah, and after like it takes time, and then you can see here everything is written, like what you are using. Welcome. This is the welcome note. What you are using. What is the course name? And this is the tutorial. Then what you have to do now. The steps. This is a note. Take a minute. Look at the request you sent. There is request. This has been like every detail has been given you by the Postman community. So you just need to follow that, and then you need to like read this step, and then what is the next step to be performed. Okay, here you can see this is the next thing written, and what are the next steps you need to do. And you need to see for this course we'll be using, like here you can see managing customer records. Open, like here, just if you just go over here, you can see open the next request in collection, get customer, click send. So it has actually guided you what the next thing you have to do. Okay, and before that, don't do this, because like directly you don't do this thing. You need to read whatever thing is given first, like what are the headers is there, and what are the status codes here, 200. Okay, what is the ping value, and like what is the response size. And obviously the code generator, do use that too if you are into like merge stack development. And I know if you are merge stacker, or you are into some Java stack too, if you are in the Java stack also, and you can directly see what is the things, what are the things. Java is like it is also super cool language. So that's how you have to do. I think it's clear. Okay, over to slide now. Let me see again. What you have to do. And yes, this is the right opportunity for you to become a Postman student expert. What happens, as I showed you the thing, that cool stuff, like how you can earn a cool swag. Similarly, there is a course for student expert. You can just Google it out, and I'll be sharing the link over here too. Again, the student expert certification, it actually is like a whole process where you are going to use Postman, and you're going to do some like writing some basic test scripts, and you are going to see the like stuff on Postman, how it is built, how to set environment variables, and then what are the global variables, what is the global scope, and also use code generators to know what the things are in Postman, and give you a deep dive into Postman. Once you complete the whole course, you are going to get a badge known as Postman Student Expert, and it's a verified badge from Postman, and it will be verified on badger.io. So you need to just do this thing. I'll just share the link. Yeah, you need to apply it over here. Let me just click the link. Postman Student Program, and I'm going to share this link. The mountains, I request to share this link to the comment section. So this is the Postman Student Expert, and there's some resources I put up for you. That there's learning that you can explore the docs, learning.postman.com, and you can explore the APIs, whatever APIs, Twitter API, COVID-19 API, or their API evangelist API, and so many things are there. And there's a cool community of Postman that where you can ask doubts, see the challenges coming, and participate in them, interact with them. If you are in like first, second years, you have to explore this thing and build up cool stuff using APIs. And now we have Q&A round. I know most of the questions have been solved, and let's have a Q&A round again. Yeah. Let me just share the screen, share screen, and application window. Yeah. Any doubts you have, anything related to that, you can ask me. And it need not be like related to Postman only. You can ask anything, but priority first will be given to Postman. And yes, I have like few doubts from the form which just shared. So if they are over here asking us, so we'll be first clearing their doubts. API is 101. Yeah. Let's see. So okay, first was there a doubt like providing resources for the steps? What's this doubt actually? Let me just on to yeah. Yeah. So yes, and we have like some queries like provide resources for learning as well. So we have done that. There's like how to hide API keys from requests that no proxy can intercept it or read it. Try to use a decoupled version of your stack, whatever you are doing. Don't couple front end and back end. Treat it as different. That's how you can use API. Like you can say give a safer version for your API keys. Like you need not like there are some API keys which are tend to be exposed. If you are going to use Google Maps, their API keys, public API keys are to be exposed on the front end. So you need not worry about that. But yes, if you have something like sensitive data information related to that API key, you can uh, create a decoupled version for the same and just use like call the other endpoints from that API. So that's how you can do it. And I think REST
Yeah,
API.
there is one question. There is one question.
Yeah.
Can you tell us what are the skills I need to apply for Postman in GSOC?
Okay. Postman in GSOC, first of all, you need to know that what is Postman and what it does actually. So for that, I will recommend you to visit this link, Postman Labs on GitHub. Let me just share it on that. Yeah, actually, Karan, this is not a like you can say a student ambassador. We are not promoting Postman or because we they see if you see other companies I won't name, but they we are they are not into technical skills, right? So we are actually building skills like on the Postman skill, the core skills, core development skill which are required in production. Whenever you're in a company, you need to what I think yeah. Yeah, so actually what happens whenever you're in a company, you are going to use Postman and then you are going to learn Postman. That's like if you learn it earlier, you can use it for different cases, right? So it's not like that. We are not like with the other companies or other ambassadors stuff because we are much technical and we are going to have technical cases more than the events and sessions. And yes, again. I was like in the Postman in GSOC, and we have shared the link Postman Labs. And actually, you can see what is the Postman. I will recommend you to see Newman repository and Postman code generators repository. They have been like last year also. They were in you can say in GSOC 2020, and you can try out over there. Yeah, and that's all about Q&A. Yeah, I think everything is clear now, and yeah. So finally, we are going to have something.
Yeah, guys, if you have any question, you can like put in the feedback form as well. We are happy to give you the answers at there in your email.
Yeah, and yeah, exactly. And I'm available on LinkedIn, GitHub, Twitter. You can see my newsletter too, or directly mail to me this address. And yes, but special thanks to Ali sir. He's Postman Student Community Manager at Postman, and he helped us to like set up the stuffs and give this thing up for the whole community. So thank you, Ali sir. And again, special thanks to Hack the Mountains, an international hackathon by MLH, organized by Sudan's Tech. So, guys, do participate in Hack the Mountains, and because you are going to get super amazing experience and plus prizes too. And it will be a super cool experience. I'm waiting for Hack the Mountains. So, that's all. Thank you for being a nice audience.
Thank you guys so much for joining, and that's it for today. For the feedback section, please fill the form by 6:30. After that, the link will be closed. So thank you so much for joining.
Thank you, Mohit.